What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I saw this story kind of floating around late last week about a fellow Midwesterner who had moved to New York and dared to be a fish out of water. I don't really know any other way to describe it. He was talking about, where are the grocery stores? Look, if you're if you're from the Midwest, or probably any like non-big city area, you know exactly what this kid was talking about. Within 10 miles of my house, there are grocery stores called Pick and Save. There's Walmart, there's Meijer, there's Kroger's, there's Sendik's, there's I don't know, there's Whole Foods. There's probably a dozen grocery store chains within, I'll say, maybe 20 miles of my home. All gigantic, with multiple selections of every possible thing of food that you might want to buy. It's not like they just have one thing of flour. They have 20 different ones that you can buy. It's capitalism's greatest representation in many ways. Now, when you go to a big city, they often don't have big grocery stores because they don't have the room. I remember, maybe you go, Publix is one that's like, usually you find them in like weird business buildings on the ground floor. I think, when I go to Atlanta, I usually stay around by this Publix, and it's like this big apartment building with a grocery store in the basement. It's really weird. The same thing at, you go there and it's like $8-9 for a thing of orange juice. It's extremely expensive. And again, even at like a Publix, you get like one or two options of a particular thing. It's much better than a Bodega, but it's just different in the city. So this kid, Griffin Green, decided to do a TikTok about essentially where are the grocery stores. A college graduate was fired from his very first job at NYC after a Twitter mob descended on him for complaining that it was hard to shop for dinner at local bodegas. By the way, this is something that, would be true of anybody who is just moving to the city. I don't live in a big city. I assume there's like grocery delivery services. There's probably options to get food. It's probably much easier now than it ever was before, but that's neither here nor there. Griffin Green moved to the Bronx from Michigan last week, a new opportunity as a sales development rep with software company Outreach. He took to TikTok to complain that bodegas, corner stores in his Bronx neighborhood, only stocked unhealthy instant foods, and that it was hard to shop properly there compared to large supermarkets like Kroger back home. Now, if you take literally 1 second to look at this guy's TikTok, you can see he's like a bodybuilder, or he's like a fitness guru guy. All his videos are like him working out and being like shredded or whatever. Good for him. Really, good for him. But he's obviously not like ragging on, bodegas for existing. He's like, dude, all I can buy is like junk food from bodegas anywhere near my home. Now, you should have known this when you moved to the wasteland that is New York City, but nonetheless, busybody Twitter hall monitors soon seized on the clips, claiming they demonstrated white privilege, with Green's cowardly employer bowing to the pressure from the niche accounts to terminate him. Outreach told Reason that Green was fired for sharing an offer of employment letter on social media. Bull. Not because of the controversial bodega videos, which earned him the moniker Bodega Bro. But the publication suggested Outreach was using that as a fig leaf to justify his decision to hire him or fire him over his innocuous bodega clips. The series of videos that sparked the outrage online show Green walking around his local Bronx neighborhood where he had moved for his new job, while he blasted the local bodegas and asked his viewers how is he supposed to make dinner and where he should go find a big grocery store. Okay, I just moved to New York. I'm going grocery shopping, and so, like, where are the grocery stores? All the ones on my Apple Max, every effing one I go to, they're all like this garbage, he told the camera in one video. Bro, that's not a grocery store, he said. He turned to the camera to show one of the small stores. I'm trying to get eggs, yogurt, and cheese, stuff like that. Look at this place. Green continues to walk through the Bronx neighborhood and states he's been to several and he doesn't even know what to do about dinner. Like, I've literally been to 5 of these now. I don't know what the F I'm supposed to do for dinner. Where are the Kroger's and the Whole Foods at? Like I'm about to eat effing cereal and ramen for dinner. What the F? The clip went viral on Twitter after a Twitter user posted it with some saying Green was exuding white privilege for blasting bodegas, which are a staple in New York City communities. By the way, a bodega, there's absolutely nothing stopping bodegas from carrying fresh fruit and vegetables. I imagine some of them do. Blogger Perez Hilton, what? He's still around? Best known for bullying female stars, including Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan, on his website, circled the wagons further by tweeting that, I'm sure this bro thought he was just being funny, but did anyone else view this as racist? What? No, nobody viewed it as racist, you lunatic. TikTok star Dutch Cavill, who cares, chimed in the video. I mean, what? He's been here like 2 days and he found a way to make fun of the stores that many people in the community rely on. More videos surfaced, which prompted further backlash on social media. In one clip, which seemed to have surfaced during Pride, Green commented on how many gay people are in New York and asked whether it was just a thing now. Yeah, that's called when somebody moves from like the Midwest, where it's not a personality trait, to the big city. I mean, again, people working so deeply to try and be offended is like one of the, that's as American as apple pie. I suppose that's more like as Western as apple pie. It comes from like an exorbitant amount of privilege and hard, easy times making soft people. A video surfaced that a video that Green posted of his offer letter and the announcement of moving to New York resurfaced on Twitter, and a Twitter user altered the company. I don't think it's very flattering to have this type of person representing your company, the user wrote. I would reevaluate his employment if I were you. This is a dude that picked up everything, moved to New York. I can't imagine. I don't know what he was getting paid, but I assume it was a lot. If you're living in the Bronx, I don't know any Midwest people that would want to move to New York, but apparently he did. Outreach then responded, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Upon investigation, we took swift internal action in accordance with our company guidelines and alignment with our core values. It's all woke speak. He's no longer an employee of Outreach. Now, and what of this? Does that response sound like they found that he posted an offer letter and fired him? No. It was like 15 people with anime avatars that don't even live in New York pretending to be offended. The firm said that Green was fired for sharing the letter of offer, even though it was only visible for a few seconds. It's against company policy for employees to leak private and confidential information, blah, 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 blah. Green, who just signed a 1-year lease with an apartment in the Bronx, told Reason that he was fired on the second day of work. He asked for a chance to explain, but he said he was denied. Well, that doesn't sound like it was something simple like an offer letter, does it? People can be painted as these mean, awful people when they're really just trying to explore new things. Green told Reason, I was exploring New York for the first time. I didn't know that people do grocery shopping at these corner stores. It was more of an intent to almost like make fun of myself for being a new person in the city. Green set his TikTok to private, but Sunday posted a new video addressed to the backlash and included a compilation of the grad ordering food at a local bodega. So if you came here from Twitter, you probably know me as Bodega Bro. So I came off private to show you what Bodega Bro is really about. Green then bags up bacon, egg, and cheese rolls, chopped cheese rolls, and he brought along with Gatorade and fruit, and films himself distributing them to various homeless men in the area. In the video, Green adds that if anyone is hiring in tech sales or needs a workout partner in New York, to let him know. I mean, it's you see a lot of the comments. The funny part is many minority people complain about the lack of grocery stores in poor areas. But when a white guy does it, he gets fired. Whole Foods, he must be a Democrat. His only mistake was coming to a city filled with insane libs. I don't really understand, I don't get it. He points out at the end that, people are still going to be upset and enraged by him. And of course they will be. Most of these comments are in support. He didn't know the difference between a plantain and a banana. That's what people seem mostly upset about. Yeah, it's performative, but I mean, he's still giving food to homeless people who need it. And look, it's ridiculous. Whoever this, outreach company is that fired him is stupid, and they get tons of negative press. Like if you looked at the original tweet, they got ratioed into oblivion. And all these people out there who aren't living their best lives, they just don't like it when somebody else is. So they've got to try and take them, break them down and take them down a peg. It's just who they are. In fact, it's sadly human nature that's become even more prevalent after people spent the last year and a half in lockdowns, especially in big cities like New York. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.